Hello, everybody. This is Gerald Salenti, and it's a Wednesday, January 21st, 2026. And we have with us a man of men, one of a kind that I know of. And if anybody else knows differently, let me know, because when it comes to what used to be called the Constitution and the Bill of Rights, there's nobody knows it like Judge Andrew Napolitano. Judge, thanks for being here. And the article you have coming out, it is out. And it's in the Trends Journal as well. You write, the American police state has arrived. So that's the article that you wrote, and this is the cover of this week's magazine, Amerika, as cold as ice. And of course, we didn't know what each other were going to do, but we're on the same page here.
Right. These are the things that the federal government is thrusting upon the poor people of Minnesota. And of course, it could happen. It could happen anywhere. The ICE thugs have been told that they have immunity. They have been told they can exercise this jurisprudential monstrosity never approved by the Supreme Court called the Kavanaugh Stop, which is named after a bizarre, nonsensical, unconstitutional concurring opinion by Justice Brett Kavanaugh, in which he says, if they stop you and ask you for your papers, just show them your papers. Big deal. It'll only take a few minutes. Wait a minute. Read the Fourth Amendment, Justice Kavanaugh. They can't stop you. There has to be probable cause. They can't just stop you and demand that you prove who you are. This is not East Germany circa 1975. This is the United States of America. The police have never been able to stop you, local, state, or federal, without evidence of criminality on your part. You have never been required to prove who you are. That's where we are today. And those poor people on the front page of the Trends Journal, maybe Jane wants to put it up again. Those are not actors. Those are people totally brutalized. Look at that elderly gentleman stripped to his underwear in a public street. That lady with the foot on her face, she's pregnant.
Again, men don't do this. Real men don't act like that. And what's happened to this country just breaks my heart. You know, you write here, I mean, what you're writing, again, like look at these guys with these fucking masks on, and look at this crap. This is America. This is America. You got these guys, it's disgusting. Where's the and how many people support it? You should see the stuff I get, how people can't stand me because I'm not for it. And like what you said, this clown boy Kavanaugh saying that, just show me your papers. Hey, shithead, who the hell carries papers around with them?
Right.
To say I'm an American.
Right. There's a very interesting clip, if you can get it. It's about 2 minutes long. The police chief of Brooklyn Park, Minnesota, which is a suburb of Minneapolis, talking about the number of off-duty police in civilian garb stopped by ICE. And they all have one or two things in common. They are either female cops or males of color.
Yeah,
stopped by ICE and papers demanded.
Yeah.
No basis whatsoever for the stop. It's a heartbreaking clip in which he sounds almost as passionate as you, saying this has to stop. This is not the United States of America.
It's going to hell. It's going to hell. Again, here's what you write. In recent days, the government in America has not only failed to protect the freedom of speech, it has attacked it. And by the way, it's not only in America, it's how about the crap coming out of Australia now? If you come out against Netanyahu, you go to jail.
Our friend and colleague Joe Loria is spending about a month in Australia monitoring the adoption of this legislation, and the emails that he sends are just terrifying. It's exactly what you've said. The Zionists are in such absolute control Well, one of the instances cited in my article involves this monster, Randy Fine, a Republican Zionist congressman from Florida. He's really a congressman from Israel, but he lives in Florida.
Look at it. Look, stop right there. Look at this fat, ugly slob telling people what to do. Hey, fat boy, come over here and you try to make me do what you want me to do. Look at this little fat piece of scum crap.
Well, he is in favor of the Israeli not occupation but takeover of Gaza, and he uses the freedom of speech to say that. But he condemned the freedom of speech of those who are in favor of the two-state solution. So this lady, who's a school teacher, posted a tweet/X saying he's a hypocrite. What happened? 2 Miami detectives showed up at her house saying, "Did you post this?" She basically very politely told them to go fly a kite, and they left.
Yep. Again, it's not Fine. That's not his name. It's Slime. They misspelt it. I mean, look at that piece of scum. Look at him. Look at him.
That's him.
Yeah, this is disgusting. You go on, you have over here, Thomas Paine would have called all this right to shake your fist at the tyrant's face. All of these rights stem from our humanity. The First Amendment does not grant them. It insults them. It insulates them, from government interference.
At least in theory. In practice, we can see what happens. That's why I call this a police state. The definition of a police state is where the laws, when you read them, look like they protect freedom, but when you observe the way they've been interpreted and enforced, they don't. They just enhance the power of the government. So the idea that these ICE agents have immunity, the Kavanaugh stop nonsense, none of this was enacted by a legislature. All of it was created by judges who thumb their nose at the Constitution, who don't believe in its principal core value, which is that the individual is greater than the state. The Constitution exists first to preserve individual freedom, not government power, personal liberty.
No, we don't have any freedom. Hey, I'm the governor. Close down your business. Stand 6 feet apart. All right? Remember that?
Yeah.
Put on these masks that don't work. And when you go into a restaurant, you better put that mask on. But when you sit down, you can take it off. Because COVID knows when you're sitting down and eating, and it's not going to bother you. And you stand exactly 6 feet apart because the wind blows exactly in straight lines and stops every 6 feet. Doesn't go up, down, or around. Look at the crap that they did with this COVID crap. The politicians, we have no freedom. It's taken from us in front of everybody's eyes. It's gone. And again, you're talking about the Zionist state of America? Here, this just came out. Ben-Gvir celebrates as Israel destroys 8 agency headquarters. This is from antiwar.com. This is an historic day for sovereignty in Jerusalem, Ben-Gvir said. Today, these terrorist supporters are being kicked out along with everything they built. This is what will be done to every terrorist supporter. He's talking about the UN aid agency. Calling the UN aid agency terrorist supporters. There's another little slimy piece of scum crap that's been gave. You look at this little clown boy, and I've had enough of everybody's religion. Don't want to hear it. I don't care what you believe in. I don't have to follow your religion. I want to follow the freedom of humanity. It's gone.
Well, it certainly seems to be coming to a boiling point. I mean, you and I do communicate regularly, but I did not tell you what I was writing about, and you did not tell me what the theme of the Trends Journal would be. But it's bubbling up right under our noses. I think Trump will pay a price. The Democrats aren't any better, but Trump will pay a price at the polls in November. Of course, anything could happen.
Exactly.
Now and then.
Anything could happen
This morning, he told Davos, "Don't worry, I'm not going to use force to take Greenland." Who would believe anything he says?
What do you mean? Who wouldn't? You mean the things about what he said about how he was going to be for peace? Is that the guy?
Correct.
That his New Year's resolution was peace on earth, and then he kidnaps the president of Venezuela and his wife. That guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How he invited the Iranian negotiators to meet his two real estate agent negotiating buddies, his former business colleague and his son-in-law, and while they were on the way to that negotiation, he bombed Iran. I mean, who would trust anything he said? The United States is not a trustworthy negotiating party or a trustworthy ally. Not with Donald Trump as the head. He rejects the Constitution. He rejects international law. He rejects the treaties ratified by the Senate and by previous presidents. He just goes by, quote, his own mind and his own morality.
Yeah. And again, it's not only him. I mean, it's one after another. We're talking about ICE. Who's the little clown boy that invented that one? Little George Bush.
Correct.
After 9/11, Homeland Security. And how much does it cost, Judge? What's like a couple of $60-something billion for Homeland Security or something?
Oh, it's a couple of $100 billion. And in the new budget, it's even more. He wants to add another $250 billion so that they can hire a few thousand more agents. I hope that the Democrats, I find myself in an odd situation cheering them on, but I hope that they are able to stop this new budget from being adopted. Gerald, it has a defense appropriation of $1.7 trillion. That's more than all the defense and war appropriations in all the countries in the world combined.
In your Trends Journal last week, after Trump announced this, we had his quote from February of last year, where he said he was going to cut the defense budget by $500 billion.
Correct.
So again,
correct that he said that.
I'm sorry, what?
It is correct that he said that.
Yeah. So when you're saying that he says one thing and does another thing, here, these are what I was looking for. We want to have peace on earth all over. September 25th, 2024, when he was running for office. Ready? I'm not going to start a war. I'm going to stop wars. October 20th, 2024. I want immediate peace. January 20th, 2025, a year ago. One lie after another. One lie after another.
The military has become his plaything. And I wonder if the CIA is totally rogue and operating on its own. It's as crazy as Trump is. It's hard for me to believe that he authorized them to orchestrate the bombing of Putin's house. I mean, the evidence is indisputable that the CIA orchestrated that. What we don't know is whether Trump authorized it or whether some rogue CIA people did it on their own. Oh, and Donald, as bad as you are, don't try and exert too much control over the CIA, because if you do, they'll just remind you of this. November 22nd, 1963.
Yeah. Yep. And by the way, you know, I have a photograph of me and John Connolly, who sat in front of Kennedy when he took the bullet in the back when Kennedy was assassinated. And as we're walking back into the Anatole Hotel, Connolly wanted to meet me because of one of my books, Trend Tracking. This one here, Far Better Than Megatrends, Time Magazine. I had forecast there'd be a new third party, and someone like Ross Perot would be the guy And I did that in 1989. And now it's the 92 election. We're going back into the Anatole Hotel, and he said to me, you know, I read your book, and it's a fine piece of work. He said, but you don't have a clue what's going on, and neither do the American people. Because if they did, there'd be a revolution in this country. Yeah, so you're talking about Trump. How about this with the CIA? Where the hell are the Epstein files?
Oh, the Justice Department has released fewer than 1% of what they were ordered by Congress, a nearly unanimous vote. Only one member of the House voted against it, and signed by President Trump, to release by December 19. Oh, she's got lawyers that are taking their time going through and deciding what to redact. They're going to ride this out until Trump is no longer in office. Yep. I'm convinced of it.
Yep.
And right now, the House Oversight Committee is about to hold Bill and Hillary Clinton in contempt for failure to testify about Epstein. Put aside what you think of Bill and Hillary, and put aside what the hell does Hillary know about Epstein? I don't know. They're trying to divert attention from Trump and onto Bill at Epstein's Island.
Yeah. And again, you know, with all due respect, don't call it a Justice Department. There's no justice.
Yeah.
It's just us. It's just us. Hey, I'm in charge. It's just us and my gang. That's the justice.
Bill Sapphire used to call it.
You don't count for anything.
Bill Sapphire used to call it the Department of Political Justice.
Yeah. Again, and then redacted. What's this redacted crap? How about go shove it up your you-know-what? Redacted. This country has lost its freedom. It's gone. And this guy, Trump, I mean, even talking about taking over Greenland. I mean, what are you, nuts? Of course I am. Oh, by the way, the New York Times had an article that came out. They said he's worth over $1 trillion now, with all his investments and everything in Qatar and Saudi Arabia and this and that.
Wow.
Yeah. Again, it's not justice. It's prosecution to the fullest for we the little people and a slap on the wrist for the bigs. That's the way it is. Hey, how about this one? Remember JP Morgan Chase? Oh, 2019. Oh, they only pay $900 million for rigging the precious metals market. Convicted of 5 felonies. 5 felonies they were convicted of. Hey, I'm Jamie Dimon. All right. I don't care. Hey, leave me alone. Oh, Davos? How about shoving that crap up your ass? Davos. Look at these. Oxfam just came out with their report. They do this every time Davos comes in, about how much richer the billionaires have gotten and how much poorer everybody else has gotten. And you have a couple of these people that have more money than many nations. It's gone. It's over. Oh, by the way, there's this Gen Z revolution is one of our top trends. They just had a big protest in Serbia. They overthrew the governor of Bulgaria, Nepal, protests in Kenya, Madagascar, Morocco, Tanzania. The young people, they elected this little guy, Mandani, in New York City. The young people have nothing. They have nothing. So we're going to go toward more and more of socialism. And because once upon a time when our parents' generation and grandparents, they wanted to come to, people all over the world wanted to come to America because it was the land of opportunity. Gone.
It's the land of government now.
The land of government. Judge, you nailed it. Who you got coming up?
Well, I have Phil Giraldi today. Although he's having internet problems, he assures me they'll be fixed by 3 this afternoon. Professor Glenn Deason and Aaron Mate. I just finished 40 minutes with Jeff Sachs, who's so good.
Oh, he's some man.
So good. He just slices and dices the government up. He's terrific.
Yep. So go to Judging Freedom and watch what the judge has. Nobody does what he's doing. The people that he has on and the facts and the knowledge that they have. Judge, thanks so much for what you're doing. We'll see you next week.
Thank you, Gerald. All the best, my friend.
Bye-bye.